Go.
All right, welcome to the Orgonite factory. Fix the World, Morocco.
Okay, here we are.
Here we are, everyone.
And the tour.
Okay.
This building wasn't here a few years ago. We built the entire building.
Hi, everybody.
You look familiar. You look familiar.
Did we all party and eat before? Okay, so just briefly, let's go. This is the factory where we make everything happen here with the wonderful artisans and the workers here. Over here on the right, we have the administrative side where they basically do all the shipping and the handling of the customer orders and making sure that all packages that need to go out this week are packed. So it's amazing because they work with FedEx and sometimes DHL to ship things out to the customers all over the world, right? And what you have next to Emmanuel here is all the molds we use for making all our products, our Orgonite products, which are made from the same ingredients. And next to that is all the products that just been made, and they're sitting there on the trays, kind of like baking trays that we got set up here. And then over on this side, what you see is we have people all stored here. We try to build up inventory, and throughout the year we do promotions and get ready for holiday season. We try to get the inventory ready for the holiday, and we're building out for like Thanksgiving, Christmas, for these. So we have the special offers and and brochures and all the different things to try to get ready for that.
Can you explain what they do, what Orgonite does
Okay,
first?
so initially when we made Orgonite, it was for us. It was back in 2015, and we both have a story about how we came about. But basically, I was suffering. I realized I was electrosensitive to all kinds of things in the environment. Also, when we were trying to go solve this problem, at the same time, we're living in a flat surrounded by like 4 cell towers. So we were just getting the cross beam. I couldn't sleep. I wasn't sleeping well at all. Even living in the north because we're in the city. So after process of elimination, which took me a couple of years, I realized that other than my diet, there's something else in the environment that's keeping me from sleeping. Well, Naima's mother at the time gave me something to try. I didn't know what it was. It was like a puck that had aluminum shavings in it. This puck was epoxy resin. And she's like, you might want to sleep with this. And at the time, I didn't get a good night's sleep in over 2 weeks. And I was looking for solutions. I also need to start to lose my mind. And it was the first time I was able to sleep in 2 weeks. And I was very skeptical at the time, but I was willing to try anything. I didn't want to do drugs. I didn't want to be dependent on sleeping pills the rest of my life. And then when I looked at this thing, the next morning after I slept solid for 7 hours, I looked at this and I'm like, how's this working? What is it? And why does it work? And it put me on a deep dive of what was called Orgonite online. It's called Orgonite. And the material that's derived from some earlier technology from the late Dr. Wilhelm Reich, where he discovered something called orgone, or what he defined as orgone energy, which is the energy that's around all living systems, plant-based, animal-based, all have an energy field around them. This energy field can be accumulated within containers called accumulators that are made from layers of metal and non-metal. So you have a metallic layer, and then you have what is called an organic layer, which could be a plastic or anything that is non-metallic, that is inanimate, that contains carbon chains in an organic chain. So he made these boxes at the time to observe this energy that was in living things. He did blood samples, he did bacterial samples, plant samples, and he realized that when he made these boxes and he put plants in them, they sprouted more readily. They retained their energy longer. They grew healthier. He did the same thing with blood samples. It took longer for blood to decay within these accumulators than in a control box, a control wooden box, for example. So he has a whole life in science around how this technology developed. Basically, the government confiscated this technology, tried to completely eliminate it. He's one of the few scientists in the world that had all his books burned in both German, Russian, and American.
And where was he based out of?
He was initially Austrian. He was a student of Sigmund Freud, so he's coming from the psychological, sexual mind of in that study. But he went to a more scientific base. He wanted to understand the energy interaction between human beings and living systems. So he went from that to wanting to quantify it, but do it through qualitative experiments. And he realized at some point, and this is like on the after World War II, during World War II, he fled Europe and came to America. And him and his team created something called like the Orgonite Laboratory in New England. And that's where they conducted all this research, building these chambers, these boxes, made from these materials of metal and non-metal that were able to store energy or had a standing potential energy inside the box compared to the outside. He submitted his work to Albert Einstein, which was railroaded by Einstein's assistant, where he said, give this to him. The assistant took it and never gave it to Einstein. I think eventually Einstein took the work, but it was presented in a way where he said, well, that seems to violate what he was claiming. And the claim is, these chambers would leave a constant elevated temperature at least 1.5 degrees above the ambient to show that there's energy on the inside. And the other way was all the experiments he did, where he put life, like plants, blood, water, and he found that he could, under certain conditions, he can see the blue field that was inside these chambers. He had these vacuum tubes where he can put the vacuum tube and see the blue glow of what he was observing. So bacteria, plants, all they all give off blood cells, healthy blood cells, they give off a blue glow, and they're round and they maintain their charge. Water absorbs this energy, and that's why all the systems that we're living, they contain water. Right. So when he put them within this chamber, and the chamber was accumulating this energy, the water absorbed it. Now the thing with the sprouts, that was replicated by the University of Pennsylvania, where they did the sprout experiment, and they basically replicated the experiment successfully. Everything that was inside their little accumulator they built, all the sprouts were healthier, stronger, bigger, and this is scientific. This is their scientific wording for what happened. They said, cosmic energy was absorbed by the water. They call it cosmic energy. It was absorbed by the water, and the plant cells absorb that water into its structure, making the plants healthier and stronger. So this, as I'm explaining this, you can see why this took me on a deep dive.
Yeah.
Okay, so I realized that over the decades since then, people were taking this and taking it to another level. Especially in what you call like the New Age community and recent last 20, 50 years. I think it was the Croft family. They're the ones who took it recently, and from Hans Wells, also from Germany, they realized that instead of doing layers of material in plates, where he was taking plates, large ones, small ones, taking patients, Dr. Wilhelm Reich was taking patients and had ailments, and they were coming up cured, basically. Which is why the FDA came in. The FDA came in and the FBI made his lab and burn his books and break all his accumulators.
And what year was that?
We're talking like late 40s, early 50s.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, he's doing stuff with weather also, drawing in rain from the desert. He was also using the same technology we can talk about but later. But when he was driving the same technology, he was doing that, and he was finding certain things that in the sky that were stars he thought were stars weren't stars, were moving out of the way of this apparatus that he was driving across the sky to draw in rain. It gets into some very deep areas, but needless to say, people realize that you can turn it into composites instead. You don't need layers of metal, non-metal. You can create your non-metal, which is epoxies, or any kind of resinous material that has the organic chain in it. Which is the
So now it's more of a blend.
The carbon, oxygen, hydrogen.
Is it more of a blend now than layer?
Yes, you have a polymer. In this case, it's our epoxy resins, your polymer, and then you have the metal part, which is we use fine powders for high surface area.
This is a great time to show them what Mirabelle's doing. She's doing the pour with that epoxy resin.
Okay, so based on what I talked about, over the years we've improved upon the prototypes I made, which were very ugly and non-attractive. We're taking
That's honest.
So
do you have one of those around?
Yes, we do. Here.
It's hanging over there. It's that puck that I wore in 2015.
Here, let me walk over to it.
And so she's going to show you as I keep talking. But we moved on from that since then. And,
Here's the
They get to see your improvement.
here's the ugly hockey puck. 2016. There you go, our first pendant.
I'm a proud wearer of that pendant. But now we have a master design. This is a traditional cold casting process we use. We have metal masters, and we make silicone molds from these metal masters. We pour the silicone in, it hardens into a mold, and then we prepare these molds for the Orgonite pour, which is just basically epoxy resin mixed in with our special blend. And that's what lovely Maribel is doing over here right now.
You're welcome to my office. Come, let me show you here.
Okay, so let's go. Now, so we have Samuel here. Also, he's preparing the molds by putting in the powders to line. This is where we get the coloring inside our molds. So they're pre-colored there, and you got the blue there in that mold over there, as you can see. And so
He lines it with shungite.
There we go, yes.
There you go. So all the black is lined with shungite in the molds, but then shungite also goes inside of the formula
So if you
as
know what the
well.
miracle properties of shungite are, one of them is they're able to change and transform EMF radiation.
It cleans
which is
up-
why the Russians use them on a lot of their products that you put on your phones to this day.
They use it to clean up Fukushima.
They also
It
use
cleans
it to
up
clean
nuclear radiation.
It can filter water
Yeah.
because it contains fullerenes. And it brings in the contaminants into the cage. And the fullerene is not just one fullerene layer, it's multiple, it's like an onion stack. And the contaminant can't escape. All right, so we have lined our sleeping pod molds are lined with the blue. Maribel's preparing another batch over here. As you can see, she's combined both portions of the epoxy and its hardener. You need the hardener so that as she mixes it, it will solidify within 24 hours. That's the special blend of powders that we have put together. She knows what proportion to put in. This has extremely high surface area. We get powders that are really fine because we want it to interact with the environment. Okay, so these particulates are free suspending inside the resin, but the resin goes dark really quickly. It's filled with shungite powder, copper powder, quartz powder, iron powder, iron oxide powder. All of these we've selected over the years with different proportions based on their effects with microwave radiation specifically. Because we realize that the environment inherently is toxic because of the technology, which is in the microwave band for the most part. So the smaller the powders, the smaller the particle size, the higher the frequencies it can interact with. Because as you know, 5G, 6G, they're all using these really high frequencies. So if you have something that has aluminum shavings in it, although it is effective, when you have something that has a lot of fine powders in it, it's a lot more effective.
More powerful. Yeah. Surface area. It's
So
all
she's
about
doing-
surface
So she's doing
area.
a lot of mixing and stirring so she gets an even consistency. And then when she's ready, she's going to, with her skill, pour it into the molds.
Here we go.
So make sure I'm not in her way, okay.
Brilliant. These are the pyramid molds. Very popular.
Very cool.
Yeah, the sleeping pods.
Now, all of our products are made from the same, as you can see, the same blend. But the only difference is the shape, the application. So for example, you couldn't sleep on bed with a pyramid on your back, right? So we wanted something that you have in the bed with you that is enough where you actually feel the relief, but you don't notice it's there. That's why we have the sleeping pod, because it's really smooth. And when you're asleep, I put it underneath my pocket, like literally touching me, and you don't notice you have it. You just fall asleep within like 45 minutes. Oh yeah, sure. I mean, we got all the things right there.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you ready?
Yeah, let's
So
go
he's gonna
through.
explain it.
Well, we got stuff here too.
Is it right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is the finished product, getting ready to go
So yeah,
into.
so the question, what are the different sizes?
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
So I guess I can start with, we have the sleeping pod. Now the pyramid, we got one right there, it's wrapped. Okay. So let's see. So,
Those are scratching dents? Okay, those are scratching
okay.
dents.
Let's go. There you go.
Here's the sleeping pod right here. Here we go.
So this is a sleeping pod. Everything is in one size. Like sleeping pod, there's only one size of sleeping pod. Thank you. The pyramids, they only come in one size, but we sell them in sets. So if you want to get 2, if you want to get 4, we also offer certain package deals depending on, like if we're on a show with someone and there's an affiliate program. We can do a special package that only if it's through that affiliate code.
Right.
And you saw that show.
Yeah.
You can actually get that.
Stay tuned, guys.
Yeah. Get the Scott and Joe package.
Yeah, if you want us to make you guys a little product,
Sure.
we'll do that for your first
Absolutely.
show, and we'll promote
Yeah.
that. So yeah.
So
So
we-
would this be one in each room? Like, let's say someone has a five-room house.
Yeah, so the way we get that question a lot,
Yeah.
often the more the better.
Right.
You got to
Well,
start
of
from
course.
somewhere, right? So often we say you can have a pyramid in your most active room,
Okay.
like where you got the computer, where you got the router. We have different solutions. You can put this on your computer on your desk or on for that. And then if you have some phone shields like what you have here, we have sets that we sell the phone shields, and you can have a phone shield slapped onto your Wi-Fi router. So you're transforming that energy also.
Does
on
that
your
stick?
router.
Does that just?
Yes, so it has a double-sided sticker. So you just slap it on that, or the back of your phone, or the back of your TV. We have we'll have a smart TV, and you slap it on your TV, but we don't use the smart feature on our TV. We do everything through our laptop, and the laptop could be like a wired fiber connection, for example. So we minimize the Wi-Fi usage that way. We also have for building material, if you're into construction projects, we have these Orgonite tiles. So if you're building like a wall, or you're building a massage table or a chair, and you want to incorporate tiles, and you can stagger the tiles with these Orgon tiles.
So you'd have a series or number of regular tiles.
Regular
and have
tiles.
One of those.
And have one of
Yeah.
those.
Every-
You can sit your glass pitcher filled with your drink on there.
we did them around our
Construction
pool.
liquid.
We can show you how we did them around our
Wow.
The
pools.
liquid.
Okay, that's cool.
That's
great.
We're hearing about this for the first time, really, guys. I mean, I've seen a little bit of it, but not this level.
And we also recommend it because these are kind of expensive, because it's just a price point. But so we recommend that if you can get plain shungite tiles, which are fairly cheap, incorporate that with your normal tiles, and then have these staggered in that too. And what you've created is a panel that has some harmonizing properties, healing properties.
Completely transform an entire environment of a space.
Now that was the plain example. We also have, because we're in Morocco, we have ones that have the Moroccan design on it also.
That's so cool.
Very cool.
So
Well, that definitely helps to learn a little bit more about that.
and again,
And then what are these little guys? over
yeah,
here?
so we sell these in sets. We sell the phone shields in sets, so all kinds of different colors, and mixed colors if you want as well. And we have the same thing with these pendants. You notice we get like these 2-3 tone type of colors that we've selected over the years. These are pendants that you wear, and with our products, we've had all kinds of customer testimonies and emails about the effects they've observed while wearing them. And one of them dealt with a skeptical husband who got it off as his wife, and he went through the TSA checkout, and they called him over to the other side of the panel after he walked through TSA wearing one of these. And apparently, when he walked through wearing this, his whole torso on up lit up.
Wow.
So they didn't see a head; they saw this giant glow
Whoa.
Giant field of
from
light.
where the pendant was up above that
Wow.
whole area.
We got to try that on the way home, Joe.
Yeah. And again, all of our products contain very fine powders. So the whole point is to take whatever field is around these things and scatter that field, because that's what you're trying to do, so that your body, it takes the stress off of your body.
And the colors don't matter as far as performance. It's
No,
just-
it's just
If
look.
someone was wearing blue one day and they want something to go with it, they could switch it out.
Yes, it's just your
Scott will love
preference.
that. He has lots of different
I think we
colors.
got the purple here
Goes with
too.
everything.
We got purple here too.
Those are cool.
Very cool.
And we've had people use the pendants for pain relief, and children that have like hyperactive
Yes.
problems, they will hold the pendant and it will make them calm down.
Do people put them on their pets at all? Like
Yes, people
around their
use
little-
these. They use these for their pets, and so there were like a couple that had some dogs, the golden retriever type dogs, and they were having a hard time walking because they were older. They had arthritis and stuff. They put the pendants on the dogs, and the dogs could walk farther because it relieved their pain.
Very cool.
Yeah.
We also have these bronze and shungite charge plates. And again, the different sizes is their function. You want a charge plate to put like a bowl of fruit or food on top of it. It preserves the food longer.
Oh.
Now, we did the test ourselves years ago. We're like, well, is it, because we read that Orgonite in a fridge will keep your food longer, in general. People made different kinds of plates, so we decided to do the experiment with our powder Orgonite to see what would happen. And what we were noticing when we had the old fridge was that we got a salad, like from the store, and we put it in the fridge. Within 2-3 days, it goes slimy. It starts to kind of fall apart. And we put a plate in there, and I observed that salad stayed green for 2 weeks.
Okay.
Now,
And this is a big deal, especially when you look at the price of food, and especially if it's the price of organic food. So you're trying to, keep that healthy food longer. So just using these in your fridge can really help you save a lot
and the
of money
general, again,
on your food.
the general
preservation.
idea is that your fridge, think about it, you got 50 or 60 hertz of wall electricity going through it. Those fields are going through your fridge into your living food.
Yep.
And these fields are toxic to your food. Not only that, the power line, a lot of people are living on power lines that have dirty electricity in them. They take the high frequencies from the environment and they're riding on the wires that are going into your power. And that gets into your food also. So you have to think about that when your food, it's like, why is my food rotting within me if I'm getting it in a couple of days? So you're changing the conditions in your fridge by having these materials in your fridge. It's changing that electrical environment by having these in your fridge.
That makes sense. Wow. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Actually, now they do, because of what we use, they do absorb some energy, but that's not how the technology functions primarily. Certain materials, when you do the deep dive, they act like what you see as meta materials and meta antennas, where radiation comes in one way, goes through the material or bounces off of it, and the information in that wave is different, and it's not toxic. So these materials act as filters. They change the nature of the radiation. Now, Organized Africa actually did some extra experiments that I would like to do, which would be taking a mobile phone that's on, or we try to keep it triggered on for a long period of time, put a plate over it, and then have something sprout over it, versus a phone with a sample that's sprouting. Because in their experiments, that radiation, when going through the plate, made the sprouts sprout faster and stronger. So the radiation was transformed. The Japanese did something similar too with shungite. They did something very similar with that. We get a lot of customers talk about when they have our stuff around, like either the pendant or the sleeping pod, like they put it near a place where they have pain, their pain goes away. And that was an unexpected. We weren't expecting to get emails from people like that. But
Yeah,
since it's
pain
been
relief.
about 8 years now, we've got about half a dozen, more like a dozen emails of people saying that, like carpal tunnel, say I had Lyme disease, my hands have pain when I try to type. I take a pendant, I wrap it like around, and I can type. So, and I had to try to find something in Russia dealing with shungite and pain relief. The pain, you don't feel pain. Wild, this is wild.
Take 12.
I'll take 12.
Yeah.
So we.
To this
yeah.
day, we swear by them. The
Yeah.
pain relief, like I had a really bad nerve injury in my neck, and I took a sleeping pod and just stuck it there, and within 10 minutes, the nerve pain was gone, and I could function. So it's really something.
Also, Khadijah,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, you said something about having. Was it the sleeping pod or pendant that you noticed about
Oh, her headphones.
headphones?
Oh yes, headphones. Yes. So I really like headphones. I wear them an abnormal amount of time. Like, I don't want to hear my own thoughts. I'm always wearing headphones. And my first pair of headphones, I got them like 2 years ago. Like I think more than a year ago, way more than a year ago. And I was wearing them like every day for months. And I forgot to wear any pendants or anything. And I was having the worst headaches. Like I was having like really bad headaches.
Your
I felt
headphones,
my-
are they Bluetooth?
Yes, they're Bluetooth.
So your Bluetooth headphones, when you weren't wearing the
Frying
pendant,
my
you're getting headaches obviously because you got Bluetooth
Yes.
going between the earphones.
Yes, so me and Sam, we freestyled a pendant. We took a pendant, we split it in half, These are my second ones. I didn't do it to these ones, but I have pendants in my handbag. We put one here, and literally in 2 days, there's no headaches anymore. It's so much better. Like when you tell someone else, it sounds like magical, like you're saying.
It sounds wild.
But it literally works in 48 hours, not even 24 hours. I had no headaches, and I still wear my headphones.
The radiations change.
Can we talk about structuring water? Structuring water on these charge plates.
Yeah. So one of the main tests to do, just to test the material and the science in general, there really isn't a quantitative way, like what meter is going to measure a complex field that changes, that's in a volume of space. What you do instead is experiments. So the things I talked about were experiments. A very popular one that you see online, if you look in Orgonite online or Orgon Energy, is called the ice test. And this is where you can take a distilled water. Some take distilled water and food coloring, just mix it thoroughly so you got this nice distilled colored water in a pitcher. And first they just put it in the freezer, no orgone stuff in there first. Freeze your water, take a look at it, film it from all different angles, see how it looks. Do the same thing again with the plate at the bottom. You'll put your glass pitcher with your water on top of that, and it will freeze the pattern of the field that's coming off of your plate, going through the glass into the water as it freezes. As it freezes all the water bonds. The air bubbles freeze into filaments, and these elongated symmetrical filaments start forming star patterns, twisting vortices, going up from the plate at the bottom up into in your container, either your glass or plastic container. It goes right through it. So you're recording that field that's coming off that material, and that field is what's structuring your water. You don't have to freeze it for that. You just capture the event. But if you just had it on your table and you had some clean water and you just want to set it there, give it 45 minutes. It's basically through convection structuring your water.
Do you guys know
passively.
about structured water?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
We stress a lot
so,
of that.
and how great it is for you.
Oh, yeah.
Our plates will do that. It'll structure your water.
Yeah, the water is absorbing that energy. It tastes better. You feel better. Yeah.
Wow.
Pretty exciting.
Okay, then we have sets called garden sets that go with the pyramid. These are garden pucks. You can get them in sets on their own. So if you have some plants in an apartment, you're trying to grow like some kind of apartment gardening type thing, you can put these in like one or every couple of potted plants within an area.
Oh.
So you get the orgone effect happening in that area within your apartment. But then we also have the sets where you can get a set of these, like maybe a set of 6 or 8 with a pyramid to build out a garden bed, like a largest garden bed where you're growing tomatoes and squashes. And obviously over time you accumulate more, but a lot of farmers globally have basically been seeding their property, their garden beds, their community garden beds with these pieces. So you'd like have maybe these garden pucks in the corners of the garden bed, and you'll have a pyramid in the middle of it.
And it goes really well with, what's it called, electroculture?
Yes.
Which is-
yes. This because it's passive. This works very good with the copper electroculture, the copper rods.
Yeah, creating a healthy
on the-
environment
on
for
the
your
plot.
crops and your plants and your animals.
And it's fine in any weather, I imagine, right? It
Yeah.
doesn't matter if it's rain or
Yep.
It is fine in any weather, but having said that, what you do over time, you do see a degradation in the appearance, because again, this is epoxy based, and we're looking for when they have the holy grail of weatherproof epoxies.
Right.
Once they have that, then we're
Then you change everything here.
yeah. Well, we'll just change the supplier for that, because the appearance would degrade over time, but not the effect.
Right.
Not
Okay.
the composite
Yeah.
itself, but the appearance would, because it's being weathered. If you're in a desert climate with a lot of UV, and
Well, the sun in
And the
Marrakesh,
elements.
it fades
the
everything.
sun is a good test.
It's really strong here.
Yeah, it's very unforgiving. So
Okay.
we brought that up, and that's when we started making the phone shields. And ever since, you see, I got 2 on mine, but you can have one phone shield, and your tingling goes away. You don't get tingles. That's why we make these things. We made them for us first.
Right.
And for me, it was dealing with targeting. For her, it was dealing with her. She had sleeping problems too. And over the
Insomnia,
years,
real
we just
bad.
kept working on the design. I said, this needs to work. This needs to work. And then once it's like that monkey's off your back, it's okay, now I can work on heavy metal detox. Now I can work on eating a little bit cleaner, a little bit better. I drink nothing but distilled water because I get my nutrients during the day when I eat healthy, and I'm fine. And you give yourself time, Stacey, give yourself years. Because think about it, if the environment's been contaminated for decades, your body, you can give your body, what's 10 years? If you've been contaminated for 30 years, give your body 10 years to heal. Yeah. Give yourself time, give yourself space, give yourself patience. And I think that's where our hope is. That's why we make these things. And now God's blessed us with how many customers all over the world for 8 years?
Over 30,000 customers. Yeah.
And that's made possible with this team.
That's right. Bravo, guys. Bravo.
Here we comes. Here we comes, master of delivery board.
We'll show them. So
Yeah.
he's cleaning off the masters.
Ladies and gentlemen,
You got it.
this is the master of sleeping pod.
So we got some.
Over here. Let me show you guys. Please use it here. So through this, you get the mood.
Yeah.
This is our woman leader over there. This is the one calling it. No matter anything, we give you what you want, guys.
Everyone, by the way, this is Tolson.
I'm Tosin by name.
Actually, let's go through the staff. Let's go through the
Okay.
staff. We have Tolson here,
Tolson.
wonderful artisan.
And a back flipper.
Yes.
Backflips.
And a great dancer.
We have Hyatt, wonderful Hyatt. Maribel. Samuel. Soon to be actor Samuel.
Samuel, our very personal Trojan soldier.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also known as the Shungite man.
And he's the Shungite man. That's right.
We have Domi. She handles a lot of the packaging and the orders on what to pack and how to pack it.
He's our
We
packer.
have,
Yvonne?
Yvonne, he handles dealing with the shipping and seeing what the customers order, making sure it gets out on time.
Yep, all this paperwork.
All-
Lots of paperwork
all
in
the
order to ship
paperwork.
stuff out.
Especially when it gets into like the holiday season, it becomes so crazy.
Lovely Khadija.
Khadija,
She does everything.
yeah,
She does everything, and she's also an amazing translator, which we
Yes.
would not be able to
No, not
exist
possible. Yeah.
without her, because she speaks all the languages, so we can talk to everybody. And Emmanuel. Emmanuel. Now, where's everybody from?
Here we go.
Where's everybody from?
I just want to start with Emmanuel and work your way back.
Emmanuel.
Yeah, I'm Emmanuel. I'm from Nigeria.
Nigeria.
Nigeria,
Likewise, me too. I'm from Nigeria.
Nigeria.
I'm from Cameroon, the best country of Africa.
Cameroon. Morocco. Morocco.
I'm Samuel, and I'm from Nigeria, the best country in Africa.
Ah, it's a competition.
Hi, I'm Domi from Cameroon also.
Cameroon.
Cameroon.
I'm Ivan from Cameroon.
Cameroon.
Khadija from Morocco, the country hosting the best countries in Africa.
And you know, we're Americans. So there we go.
The Americans.
Americans.
Iya.